Now, a question was asked at a recent networking event: is content creation expensive? Now, the tripod that is holding the phone, that was £27. The last one I had broke, and that was £24. Let's see if that's going to bugger the noise up. The microphone, that was £49, which is all wireless, which is fantastic. So I don't think the question is content creation expensive? I think it should be more, is content creation right for you? So in order to know if content creation is right for you, we're going to give 3 questions or 3 ways for you to do like a self-assessment to understand whether or not content creation is something that you should think about doing, because not every business needs it. And you might be in a position of asking yourself the question, should I even start with content creation? So we're going to give you 3 ways for you to do a self-assessment that will help alleviate that. So the first one comes down to capacity. You might not need any more new customers. You might already be up to the eyeballs of customers at the moment. And the way that you are doing things is already fetching in the customers that you already need. So in that case, I would say perhaps creating content for customer acquisition is perhaps not what you need, but it might be a case that you want to communicate with your existing customers. So you might want to think about different avenues of how to inform them better. But when it comes to actual client acquisition, you might not need content to create new customers. So right now we're in a field of cows, and I'm very suspicious of cows because they're big. The next question you want to ask yourself is, are you invisible? You might be in an area whereby you have a lot of competition, and if you are invisible and you're not communicating and you're not getting yourself out there, you are going to remain invisible. You're going to be swallowed up by the competition, and you can't really blame anybody else other than yourselves when it's not working out. Now, how you communicate and what you say to actually differentiate yourself from the market is up to you. But if you're not communicating and you're staying silent, then you will remain invisible. Unlike these cows, which are still in the field. I don't know what it is about cows. I'm fine with horses and everything else. But right now, doing this video, cows are sneaky. So I'm going. Don't stay invisible. There they are. Walking away. They knew exactly who was boss. It certainly wasn't me. The third question then is literally, you might be not working with the type of client that you initially set out on. Well, what I mean by this is that when you start in business, you might have acquired customers that are low ticket customers, and they're not where you thought you were going to be when it came to the high ticket customers. And that is fine, because there's a great way to get your business started, get social proof and get everything going. However, if you want to start attracting the higher ticket clients, then what you're going to need to do is actually create content that is related to them, to show your expertise, how it can help move them forward, out of them, get to the next step, and your content will do that. So you want to ask yourself the question, am I working with the right type of client? And is this who I want to be working with in the future? So it's never a question of whether or not is content creation worth it. It always is, but the trade-off is that it requires time and energy. And these 3 questions will help you understand whether or not you have the time or there's enough pressure for you to actually make that investment to creating content. So never rush into doing something. I always try to lean on maybe. I never say yes, I never say no. Maybe content creation is right for me. Maybe it's not. I found it is great for me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't take time. But the initial question of, is content creation expensive? No. But it does have an expense on time. So those 3 questions that I gave you, just ask them to yourself. Stupid way of saying it, but you get what I'm trying to say. And fingers crossed it will serve you well. Cheers.